Today's 3-minute match review takes place at WCW Fall Brawl 1998 War Games. This was the very first match that I ever watched as a kid on VHS back in the day. This was the match that got me hooked on professional wrestling. I don't know what it was, whether it was the spectacle, the larger-than-life characters, or the campiness of it all, but for whatever reason, this match at Fall Brawl 1998 was the match that would never let me go of my wrestling fandom. So let's go back to the night that WCW got experimental with their most famous match type. And looking back on it, it didn't go great. So instead of 2 teams going to war, they turned this into a 3-team every man for himself mess. You had Team WCW, which consisted of DDP, the Ultimate Warrior, and Roddy Piper. Because if there was a team that screamed WCW in 1998, you had to have the Ultimate Warrior and Roddy Piper on there, for sure. And then you had them versus NWO Hollywood, which consisted of Hulk Hogan, Stevie Ray, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart was not even a part of NWO Hollywood. He just made an alliance with Hulk Hogan, so that made no sense. And the only team that actually did make sense, the only team with guys who had things in common, was the NWO Wolfpac, which consisted of Kevin Nash, Sting, and Lex Luger. So at least you got that. The winner, though, remember, it's every man for himself in this New Age War Games. So whoever got the first pin or submission was declared the winner. That's right, they took away what made War Games special, a team victory condition. It made 0 sense. But I guess making 0 sense was par for the course in WCW around 1998, 1999, and especially 2000. This thing was pure chaos, but not the fun kind of chaos looking back on it. The guys came in one by one, but instead of tension building, it was just a mess of brawling. I can name the 4 moves that were done to death over and over and over again in this match. 1 was punch, 2 was kick, 3 was throwing somebody into the cage, and 4 was Stinger Splash. Thanks, Sting, for bringing that to the match. The highlight was the Ultimate Warrior's mystical entrance that nobody asked for, where he vanished in a smoke-filled escape attempt only to awkwardly run down the ramp a few seconds later like nothing had happened. The low light, literally everything else that occurred in this match. The finish of the match was Hogan and Bret Hart trying to set up some screwjob nonsense, but DDP swooped in and hit the diamond cutter on Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat fame and won. Yeah, DDP won War Games by pinning Stevie Ray. At least it led up to that Goldberg match at Halloween Havoc 1998, but imagine Stevie Ray being the one that had to take the fall in that match. This match took everything special about War Games and threw it out the window. No team warfare, no structure, just a pile of dudes throwing punches. It was a 2 out of 5 match at best. I give it 4 just because it got me hooked on wrestling. But yeah. I gotta run, but before you do, hit that like button, hit subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. If you don't have a friend or neighbor, then, I don't know, go on a bus and tell some random guy that the Classroads is where it's at. And if you didn't like this video, well, goodbye forever, I guess.